Perfect. Well, thank you everyone for coming into this office today. We're excited to be here. I know it's hard to get a hold of some people at Zillow, so we wanted to have some real people come talk to you about the partnership that we have with Zillow Preview. So we've worked with many on this. He saw the value in this product. He got all four of the market centers signed up. I talked to Simon. We've done the Premier Luxury office already. We've done the South Bay office and presenting this product. And we've had conversations with both of them. They see the value in this. It's completely free for everyone in this room to use. So we wanted to come out here, kind of show you why we built the product, how you guys can utilize it, what the product is. And then we're going to stay after because everyone in this room, you all have a profile that we set up for you. Will help get you logged in, get any questions you have that are answered, and make sure you guys are taken care of. The goal of this isn't for me just to be up here talking the whole time. If you have questions that come up about what Zillow Preview is or anything like that, please just raise your hand, reach out, talk to us with this. Like, we want to make this a conversation, making sure that when you guys leave this room, you know what Zillow Preview is and you know how to utilize the product. Cool? Okay. So we'll get into it. My name is Bryson Pavel. I've been with Zillow for 10 years. I've done sales, I've done marketing, I've done MLS operations, and now I help out with a product launch with our Zillow Preview product. So that's a little bit about me. And then in the back over there, we have awesome Becca. Go ahead and talk about yourself for a second, Becca.
I am Becca Townsend. So I am a senior customer success manager. So my job is to help make sure that you get set up on a variety of different Zillow products, but today here to help support from a preview perspective. I've only been with Zillow. It is actually 1 year today. So I can no longer claim the newbie option. Located in coming from Denver, and have really enjoyed coming out to the offices and just helping all of you. So it's a bit about me.
Cool. All right, and then we do have a QR code that you guys can scan. I know it's sometimes a lot when you see a bunch of slides. If you scan this, we will actually send you some of the content that we talk about today. And then you'll have a direct line of access to myself if you need to get any questions answered, anything like that. It'll have my information in there as well. So feel free to scan that if you want to get the content from today's slides. And maybe give me a thumbs up when you guys are done with that, and we can go to the next slide. We got one more in the back. Okay. Is it not working for you? And then what we can do, just remind me at the end, come pull me aside. We'll just send it to you personally. All right. So getting into Zillow Preview, why was Zillow Preview built, right? So we know Zillow does have one of the biggest audiences when it comes to consumers, and it's the front door for millions of people who are actively looking for real estate. So the goal with Zillow Preview is sellers wanted options to pre-market their MLS listings to test price, test demand, not show days on market, all these things that sellers are asking for. However, with Zillow Preview, our goal is to keep the listing in front of the large audience. We don't want to hide it behind a registration wall. We're not hiding these listings behind a red velvet rope you have to walk through and have to know the agent to talk about. So when you do a Zillow Preview listing, the goal is you're doing the pre-MLS marketing of it, but you're getting it in front of one of the largest audiences to build excitement, build your pipeline, and get your listing fully ready for when it goes fully active in the MLS. So again, 235 million unique users come to Zillow's site month over month. So the goal with Zillow Preview is to get it in front of these people so you can gather all the data while you're testing that price, while you're testing that demand before you go fully active in the MLS. So 89% of recent sellers and 84% of recent buyers used an agent. What do you think that number was in 2001 per NAR's data? Throw out a random number, random guess. It was 69%. So what does that tell us? Today, more than ever, consumers are using agents, right? With all the technology consumers have these days on how to search, how to get connected, using ChatGPT, whatever their situation is, they are still needing to be guided through either the biggest purchase of their life or as a seller, helping guide them through selling the biggest asset they own, right? You guys are the professionals in the room. You know your local markets, you have your relationships that you built. So consumers are leaning on agents more than ever these days to help guide them through this process. So for us, transparency is non-negotiable. So 81% of sellers have noted that they want their home to be viewable to the public for free. And then 86% of buyers believe that when they shop for home listings, it should be free and it should be all in one spot for them to view. So you're not hiding listings, you're not doing anything like that. That is what consumers are saying. So for us at Zillow, consumers have always been our North Star. So when we talk with sellers, when we talk with buyers, what are they wanting, right? Buyers are wanting to view the whole scope of listings in one spot that's easy for them to search. Maybe they need a 3-bed, 2-bath between $650,000 and $700,000. They want to be able to see all the listings that are available within that price range, right? And then for sellers, one thing that they've reached out and said is, hey, we want more options when we are selling our house, right? We want to be able to test demand. We want to be able to test the pricing. We want to get all this information and data before we go fully active in the MLS. So that is why we built Zillow Preview. It is built to be designed within MLS frameworks. And do you guys all use CRMLS in here? Is that the primary one? Okay, perfect. So that's why we're actually out here today is CRMLS just updated their rules on how you can pre-market your MLS listings. And now with Zillow Preview, previously it was only one business day where you had to go still put it in the MLS, but you only had one business day to gather data, gather information before going fully active. Now you can use the whole 21-day coming soon window, which is massive for everyone in this room. So now you can gather data, gather insights during that preview period before you go fully active. Did you have a question?
Yeah. We're supposedly not allowed to show the house, but you're saying we can with the Zillow Preview?
You're not allowed to show the house still, but we'll talk about the strategy
Okay.
here in a second and kind of go through the timeline of how to do a preview, how to do the coming soon, because we're going to do coming soon limited exposures, the rule change that CRMLS implemented, and then going fully active in the MLS. And then it's going to be based off your seller strategy. So we'll talk about that. So again, Zillow Preview is pre-MLS marketing. So the goal is you gather your listing data, you sign your listing agreement, you ask that seller what's their wants, what's their needs, what's your time frame, whatever that situation is, you're building that listing strategy. And then once you build that listing strategy, you still need to go input the listing into the MLS within one business day of public marketing. So you do your Zillow Preview. Within one business day, you still need to go input it in the MLS. We'll show you what coming soon limited exposure looks like. There's a link that I can share out with Doug and have it sent out to all you guys in the room. But the goal is pre-MLS marketing. And then coming soon this summer for Zillow Preview listings, when you input a Zillow Preview, Zillow is the #1 trafficked real estate website. We have a partnership with Realtor.com where when you preview a listing, it's not only going on Zillow, it'll also be going to Realtor.com. So huge opportunity to have pre-MLS marketing, gather insights, gather data before going fully active on two of the biggest real estate portals in the US. That's a massive opportunity right there. So here's kind of what I was talking about, the listing life cycle. So when you're doing your planning and you're building what the needs, wants, and everything that the seller and you're going to talk about, you're building that listing strategy, you're talking about price. Now you can go input the listing into Zillow Preview. So I'm sure this has happened to a lot of people in this room. Give me a raise of hands here. How many of you signed a listing agreement? You're doing your CMA and the seller goes, well, I think my house is worth 50,000 more, right? Like that happens to everyone in this room. So now, perfect. Go utilize Zillow Preview. Work with your seller like, oh, you think it's worth 50,000 more? Let's go Zillow Preview the listing. During the Zillow Preview phase, there's awesome functions that we'll get into and show you. You can show the seller exactly how the listing is performing during the Zillow Preview phase. It'll show shares, saves, and likes on the actual listing comparative to other listings that are active right now. So you're saying like, okay, you want 850 instead of 800? Perfect. Let's go preview it. And then I'm going to show you the data in this 5-day window while we're testing the price and demand. Oh, we have 45% less shares, 75% less views, 25% less saves. Like that is a massive indicator that you can show your seller saying, hey, while we're not showing price changes and accumulating days on market in Zillow Preview, Now, when we go fully active in the MLS, you have data behind that price that you talked about your seller and show them that you're the professional in the room with these tools. So huge opportunity there. And the great thing about Zillow Preview is it's completely free for you all to use. We signed the partnership with Keller Williams. Many and Simon saw the value in this, signed up the market centers for you all to use it. So now you guys have the option and a tool that you can add to everything you're currently doing for your marketing strategy. Like still do your email campaigns and everything like that, but just add this tool. It's completely free to use. Yeah, go ahead.
So the data you're showing your client, let's say you get tons of views, but no, very few shares. Does that tell the story that you're priced too high?
So
They might have got a really good pictures and everything, so a lot of views, but not so much sharing
yeah,
or
so
saving.
that's why it's such a great tool is you can utilize this tool however you think your local market will react to it. Right? So there's a certain spot where you can actually share the report with your seller. But I have agents that I talk to who've been really successful with this product that go one step further. They take the PDF report, they'll go throw it in ChatGPT, they'll go throw it in Claude. Hey, break this down in my local market. What do the saves, views, and shares mean? How do I portray this to my seller? Like whatever that situation is, right? So agents are getting very creative on how to utilize this product and how to have those conversations with sellers, right?
But I think to answer your question, that is correct. If you're seeing views, people are looking at it. If you're not seeing shares, that means, or saves, it's an intriguing property. Maybe you've got those great photos, but you're not then expanding it to another person that's interested in, that would be participating in that real estate transaction.
Nothing saved or shared, so it's
Right.
too high.
Yep. So that's a great way to look at if I'm seeing people look at it. Okay, maybe they look at it and then they realize that price isn't a lot. It could be price, it could be a variety of things, but you're on the right track regarding that.
So the way I kind of explain a Zillow preview is it's like your soft launch before you go fully active in the MLS. During that preview window, that's going to be your testing ground where you're going to test the price. You're going to get all your photos done. Maybe Zillow preview only needs one photo to be able to go live on the site. So once you get your listing agreement signed, go take a photo of the front of the house with your cell phone, right? Go ask the seller, hey, is there one or two rooms in this house that you just want me to highlight while we're getting our professional photos done? Because the whole goal with Zillow Preview is to fill your pipeline with active buyers. So when you go fully active in the MLS, you can show the house and you have a pipeline of buyers already lined up. So that's one main goal of it. And then also test the price, right? Like go ahead and put that pricing the seller wants. Now we've refined it because we have data backing up why the listing wasn't performing as well. So when we go fully active in the MLS, go with the refined price that you had that conversation with your seller about.
Probably not all. You don't have great photos and you put it out at a certain price, just having one or two photos, then the data you get, I don't think it's very reliable.
You can kind of tune it to however you want. So the whole goal is to help start a conversation, right? Like let's say I see the house and I'm like, oh, I see one photo of the house. I don't know what school district it's in yet. I like the price. It's in an area I see on the map. That's good. I'm going to call the listing agent, right? Like then you as the professional, you know the house, you've seen it, you can talk about it. Now it's just an opportunity for you to have a conversation with a potential buyer, right? So the whole goal is to get people to these listings, have questions, and either reach out to you, and then we'll show you kind of how buyers are going to be dispersed through a Zillow preview listing. And there's awesome functions behind that.
Yeah, you know, I think you found it smarter to actually have it really ready, you know, have all your photos, put everything in there, so it looks like it's gonna look.
I've seen it both ways. I've seen it both ways because what happens is, let's say you just want to, you have that talk with your seller, you build the strategy. They're like, I want to sell as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Like that's their goal. Okay, perfect. Snap that photo, go put it on Zillow Preview. Maybe 2 days down the road, you're going to get your professional photos done. Once they're done, awesome. Go add them. You can delete out that photo and add all your professional photos in there. So you're kind of building the listing and building the momentum of the listing before you just go fully active in the MLS.
Yeah, I have a follow-up question because I basically have the same question. It's like, so basically, how does your, well, I don't know all the technical terms, we'll just use algorithms.
Okay.
Like, how do the algorithms respond if you go on with like just one or two and partial information, and then you come back and you like fully load it? So on our internal search, like on the MLS or whatever,
Yeah.
we really need to be like ready to go. We need to like be razzle dazzle as soon as it hits the market, because people will make a judgment about it initially. And like, if we don't razzle dazzle, they'll just move on.
So that's a great question. And that's why this is great for two reasons. Number one is, like I said, you think of Zillow Preview as your soft launch, right? That will get up on the site. That'll show in the MLS as a coming soon. It'll have all the basic information in there. But once you go fully active and you do have all your razzle dazzle, you have everything refined, your price is good, whatever your situation is, it's like a second launch on Zillow. It'll show as a new listing. It'll start showing in people's saved searches. And that's a great tool to use. And again, Zillow Preview, you're kind of building, getting all the information ready. You're getting your listing perfect. And then when you go fully active in the MLS, that's like a second launch on Zillow, right? So great opportunity to either A, build the pipeline as you're building it of active buyers, or let's say no active buyers come at that time, but then you refine your price and you get all your pictures in there and you fully launch in the MLS. It's going to be like a new listing on Zillow. So great call out right there. So we talked about the preview. So Zillow Preview listings, this is what they look like when they're searching on Zillow. So you'll have, within the first 24 hours you post a Zillow Preview listing, it's going to say new. So it'll pop up as a new listing for people that have searches saved right there, right? After that 24-hour period, it'll say Zillow Preview. And then when you go fully active in the MLS, it'll say new again, and then it'll just be a normal MLS listing. So you're getting a couple launches with people that are actively searching for real estate in these markets, because we at Zillow know how people search, right? We've been doing this for 20 years. We know buyers' tendencies. Like, they're not going to Zillow and typing in Long Beach, California. Like, no one searches like that. What they're doing is, like, let's say maybe I just had a kid and I need to upgrade my house from a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom house, or whatever their situation is. Active buyers will go in there and say, I need a 3-bed, 2-bath between $600,000 and $700,000 in Long Beach, California. Like, that's how they're going to search. So the good news is, with Zillow Preview, if you input a Zillow Preview to the site and it falls within the parameters of these active buyer searches, Zillow will do marketing for you. We will email those potential buyers for you saying, hey, this listing just went live on Zillow Preview. Its expected on market date is 5 days from now. Here's a link to the listing. So that is massive opportunity for everyone in here, because Zillow's doing the work for you. We're emailing all of our active buyers about your listing that fell within those saved search parameters. And people who do the saved searches are the people that are going to be actively looking for real estate. I know I did when I was looking for my house in Boise, Idaho. I had 3-bed, 2-bath between 500 and 600K set. I was refreshing every day. Any day, a new listing would pop up, because once a consumer clicks on a listing, it kind of grays it out on Zillow for a second. So you know you already clicked on that one. Once a new one popped up in red, I was clicking it right away and looking at the listing agent, seeing all the property details and going, okay, this one's in my price range. I like it. I'm going to call that agent.
If we don't use preview and we like new listings, do you still email your buyers, hey, there's a new listing?
Nope.
You don't email buyers if you.
Correct. So we'll do the marketing for you if it's within that Zillow Preview timeline. So that's one of the big functions of how we're trying to draw traffic to these Zillow Preview listings for you. So here's the kind of section I was talking about, like monitoring the interest. So sellers, when you're pitching this to potential clients and listing presentations, this is the number one thing that I've talked to with agents that they love, because they talk to their sellers about showing them about how the listing is doing. So we're going to show you the saves. We're going to show you the shares. We're going to show you all the details that you need to know during your preview period, right? So let's say the preview period, just like, we want to test it for 7 days, then we're going to go fully active in the MLS. Awesome. During those 7 days, you're going to gather all this great information to show your seller, and then have that data-driven conversation about price. It could go both ways. Maybe you underpriced it and the listing's getting 250% higher views, 200% more saves, 200% more shares. Okay, we're like, oh crap, before we go fully active in the MLS, now we can maybe bump it up 20K. Or whatever your situation is, right? Like, you're the professionals to have that conversation, but now you have data to show your sellers, and sellers love that. They love being involved in the process now because now you can show them and peel back a little bit on how the listing is going to be performing. So for this portion right here, flexibility is massive for you all. Zillow Preview, you can hide the days on market. We won't show price changes while it's in Zillow Preview. But if you're like fully active in the MLS and you're making price changes, Zillow shows those, right? So great opportunity to just test everything in there. And as you're building, as I say building a lot, as you're building up your listing, Zillow Preview is a great tool because you can change anything in there that you need to change before you go fully active. So that's what I was referring to. Maybe you get that one photo up just to get it out there, listing information out there. Maybe you finally get your professional photos done. Cool. Go add your professional photos in there. Maybe your seller informs you, by the way, the school district's great. Awesome. Go add the school information in there, right? Like whatever that situation is, start adding to your listing. So when you go fully active in the MLS and the MLS listing automatically overtakes your preview, you're set. You've done all the hard work. So how do buyers get connected to Zillow Preview listings? This is what we get questions about probably the most, in my opinion. There's two ways that we connect buyers to agents via a Zillow Preview. Number one is the contact listing agent button. We did just update this button 2 weeks ago. It now says contact listing agent. We make it very clear if they want to get connected with the listing agent, we will connect those to you guys now. So the way it works is they hit contact listing agent, they fill out the information, we're dropping that in your email inbox now. That is a free lead from Zillow. You guys all have the opportunity to follow up with that. Please, please, please follow up with the emails. If it's a person saying they want to talk to the listing agent, follow up with them. The second button is going to be a request a tour button. So the request a tour button, notice how there's a date at the bottom of that. That date is going to be your expected on market date when you go fully active. So if I'm a potential buyer, I see that your listing is a Zillow Preview, and I see, oh, it's going to be fully active in 5 days. I want to request a tour. So we connect them with a Zillow preferred agent, and that Zillow preferred agent will either reach out to you and tell them, hey, we got a scheduled buyer. What date are you guys going to go online? Whatever that situation is, right? So we connect them with a Zillow preferred agent. What that starts for everyone in this room is the revenue share portion of it. So I know I get a lot of questions on this piece right here. So we'll go over this piece, make sure everyone fully understands it. Zillow is now sharing the revenue with the listing agent if a requested tour is generated off your Zillow Preview. So how does that work? If I'm a potential buyer, I go to your Zillow Preview listing as the listing agent. I see it. I request a tour. I get connected with a Zillow preferred agent. It's my first time connecting with a Zillow preferred agent. And we close on any house within 90 days. Not just your preview, but any house within 90 days. The listing agent will receive 10% of the total buy-side GCI of that transaction. So again, if I'm a potential buyer and you're the listing agent, and I request a tour and get connected with the Zillow preferred agent off your listing, and we transact on any home within 90 days, the listing agent will receive 10% of the total buy-side GCI of that transaction. So huge opportunity in here. You're getting free leads. You're getting greater visibility for your listings and then testing price and showing your seller. And then you're also throwing your name in the hat to get potential revenue share off your listing. So great opportunity, especially with this 21-day rule change. Because one business day, it's tough to get that, right? Generate all these leads. Now with the 21-day window, up to 21 days in the coming soon window, huge opportunity for everyone in this room to get deals on list or revenue on deals you didn't have to go find. You just put your listing on Zillow Preview. Go ahead.
And I'm assuming Zillow's tracking all this? We're not tracking this, right?
Correct, yeah. So we track it and then we reach out to the broker, which will be Simon in this case, saying, hey, your agent's Zillow Preview listing generated a transaction. Here is what it was, and we will pay the brokerage, who will then pay the listing agent. So great opportunity for everyone in this room to utilize a free tool and get free revenue share from Zillow. Yeah, go ahead.
But two things.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I just put it in the Zillow Premier without doing the coming soon, so I just did the 24 hours, is that the same thing? It's when they contact or request the tour?
So for Zillow Premier, that's a different product. Zillow Preview, okay. No, you're okay.
So if I just do the Zillow preview, where for the 24 hours without doing a coming soon.
Yeah,
Is it the same thing that the buyer contacts and requests a tour? It's one of the Zillow Premier agents.
correct. Yeah,
Okay, so it's not, they're not gonna contact us. They're only gonna contact whoever's in the Premier box.
correct. So I think,
Request a tour.
If they
yeah.
request a tour, exactly.
So you're saying if it's not in Zillow Preview and they request a tour?
No, no, if it's in Zillow Preview
Okay.
and they request a tour, it's always gonna go to a Premier agent.
Correct.
It doesn't come to us.
Correct. We'll connect them with the Zillow Premier agent. And then at that moment, that starts the 90-day clock for them to transact on any listing.
Our brokerage gets notified by you. So we have to connect with our brokerage to find out if that's the case, because we did this and I don't know if what the agent that showed the property came from our Zillow.
How long ago did you do it?
I don't know, a month, 3 weeks ago.
So you were part of the Zillow Preferred?
Premier. What is it? What is it? Preview. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I was like, a lot of P's, a lot of P's.
A lot of people.
I get that a lot.
We use Zillow Preview for
Okay.
the 24 hours.
Yes.
And I mean, for the business day.
Yeah, the one business day.
And we had a couple agents show it, but I don't know if they came through, if they were Zillow Premier agents, is what I'm.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Track now. How do I know if that was one of the Zillow Premier agents that got it from Preview?
Correct. I see what you're saying now. So we don't have reporting built out yet for agents to see it. But if that transaction closed and it was built from your Zillow Preview, we will reach out to Simon in this case, because Simon's the broker, and say, and what was your name?
I'm Heidi.
Heidi. We'll say, Simon, Heidi's listing generated a Zillow Preview. It closed within 90 days. Here's the deals of the transaction. And if this is the case, great opportunity. So at this point, the preview was generated, or the requested tour was generated off your preview, and they bought the house that you're listing. You're still going to get that 10% GCI because it was generated off your preview listing.
No, though, until we close. and
Correct.
Check. It'll be
Correct.
like a surprise.
It could be a happy surprise there.
It's like a gift with
It
purchase.
could be within 90 days on any.
Correct.
It doesn't have to be your property. It's
Yeah.
any property that they close
You
on.
generated a lead for another agent.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow.
So massive opportunity there. Correct. Yeah, go ahead.
But they don't actually go on a tour, that doesn't happen, only unless if they actually go on the tour, right?
Nope. If they request a tour, we're connecting them with the Zillow Preferred agent. Once they make that connection, that's what matters. They don't have to go tour that house right away, because a lot of times what happens is, like, let's say the house isn't ready and they see the place and the potential buyer's like, well, I need to buy a house in 2 days. That's not gonna be ready for 5. If it's a good buyer's agent, they should reach out to the listing agent regardless and ask what date that is going to go fully active to view it, whatever that situation is. But sometimes they're not able to view that specific house, but they have 4 other houses they want to go see, right? So that's why once they make that first connection off your Zillow Preview, then it starts the 90-day clock for any listing.
So even if they don't even go see the.
Yep. If they don't even go see the house that you actually generated the preview off, that doesn't matter. What matters is they made the connection off your listing.
Okay. Question, since you guys track all the data, do you have any statistics on, do they contact the listing agent most, or do they do the request tours most?
We've seen it literally about 50-50.
Okay.
I think it was like last time I looked, it was like 49-51. So
And-
people are, we give the buyer the complete opportunity to do whatever they want to do. If they want to contact the listing agent, we very clearly state contact listing agent button. If they want to get a tour requested right away and connect with someone at that second, we'll connect them live over the phone with a Zillow Premier Preferred agent.
Okay. And when they are contacting the listing agent, how is that contact done? Do they connect automatically by phone? Are they given like a form to fill out?
Yep.
Does the form have like a CAPTCHA thing to it?
So we could actually pull up a listing and show you like a live listing and see what that exactly looks like, so you guys see what a legit listing looks like. They hit the contact listing agent, there's a form that pops up. When they hit send, it goes right to your email inbox for you guys to follow up with.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being so patient and answering all of the questions.
That's
That's super
sure.
helpful. So I have a couple really easy softball ones. So is Zillow Preferred Agent a new name for Zillow Premier Agent?
Correct. Yeah. That's like the third iteration of it.
Okay, so there's another P. So we've retired Premier and now it's Preferred.
Correct.
And then I have a lot of questions about like this new thing that you're talking about with like the new 21 days. Like we've always had 21 days for coming soon. So are you going to go into a deep dive on how we enter things, or do we look to our brokerage to train us on whatever this difference is that happened and how we take advantage of Zillow Preview?
Correct. Great question. So I have a link that is directly off CRMLS's website with the rule change, because what they added is when you do a coming soon, it's limited exposure. So I know it sounds pretty oxymorical, but the limited exposure, what it does during that coming soon window will pull it out of internet, but you can mark it wherever you want to mark it. So you write Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, your social media, maybe you have the sign in the front yard, your mailers, whatever that situation is. You'll be able to kind of do that in the whole 21-day period. I went through this with Simon, and he knows exactly where to click, exactly what forms you need signed. So when you do a Zillow preview and any questions pop up, reach out to Simon and say, it's my first one I'm doing. Once you do one, I know it seems daunting when we talk about it. It's, I think, 9 inputs that you do, and Becca will actually do a dummy listing for you just so you guys can see what it looks like. And I believe it's 2 forms that you need signed.
I think we've received, I just looked in my email, I think we've received like 5 emails on this, and at least 2 of them I wasn't able to click through because I have to enter a password. And so I just at some point will need to sit down and go through all of it, figure out which passwords I need here, there, and whatever, so
Yeah.
that I can get to that. Because I wasn't actually, I don't know about the one from yesterday, but
Yesterday was just really clear on like, what to do.
the ones from earlier this spring, I wasn't able to make
I will
progress.
tell you, when you go in to fill out the Zillow preview, sorry guys,
You got it?
preview, it is so easy. It's not like the MLS.
It takes about 5 minutes to do.
Yeah, it is so quick and easy.
And the good news is when you go fully active in the MLS, you don't need to go to your preview listing, like withdraw anything. The active MLS listing just automatically overtakes your Zillow preview. So super easy to use. That's why we built it out. Yep, go ahead in the back.
So I have a question in regards to whatever buyer you generate, you get something at closing. So most of my listings are under market. Is there a limit to how many referrals you would get paid on?
Nope. So let's say you have a beautiful listing. 5 potential buyers go to this beautiful listing. 5 different people hit request to tour, and it's their first time connecting with the Zillow preferred agent. You could get 5 payments off that listing. So we're sharing the revenue. The caveat is it has to be the first time a buyer's connecting with a preferred agent, and they have to close within 90 days on any listing. Go ahead.
I was going to ask that same question, but I thought it was kind of way out there, because how many people are really going to show that are in this system that would even qualify for that 10%? Because like, are you going to pay out 110% if that came about? You know what I mean? Like, where's that money coming from?
Yeah, so it's going to be the transaction that is from the person that the potential buyer connected with the Zillow preferred agent.
So if crazy scenario, if 20 people actually showed it and it was in that 90 days, you would actually get 20 or
What insane scenario, but yes, that could be potentially possible.
But they have to buy a house, so.
Yeah, yeah.
they're making money, right? Zillow gets a fee every time one of their agents closes a deal. I don't know what it is, 35%, 45%.
Yeah.
That's
Of
why I probably
that,
shouldn't ask the
10% they're
question,
giving
because
to
it's kind
you.
of crazy, but it might be 1 or 2 though.
It'll be the revenue that was generated off that Zillow preferred transaction. And then it's 10%. The listing agent will receive 10% of the buy side GCI of whatever that transaction was.
I mean, the likelihood of a buyer closing in 90 days isn't that great. I mean, think about how long you work with your buyers, right? I mean, you know, it can be years, right? So Zillow is going to be just fine paying out if they can get someone closing in 90 days.
And
Because if they close at 100 days, you don't get any money,
Yeah.
right? So.
the one other caveat too is that we hear is with Zillow Preview from the buyer side, let's say they find your listing, right? They are like, oh, I love this listing. I want to make an offer. It gives them an opportunity before you go fully active in the MLS to get their financing around too. So like great opportunity for the buyers too, to see your listing and say, hey, I want to make an offer, but it's 25K higher than what I was pre-qualified for. I'm going to go get pre-qualified because I want to submit an offer on that house, right? So there's a ton of ways and strategies to utilize this. It's just going to be like, what is your specific strategy with that seller that you build out? Yeah, go ahead.
Or off the Zillow, what Zillow makes?
The total buy side GCI. Good question. I told you we're going to get a lot of questions on this slide. That's the most asked question. Yeah, go in the back.
Something people doing the preview that there's pseudo preference on search when they're going on Zillow, for example, say homes in Long Beach. It's they're getting more of a boosted visual presence.
Correct.
Is that something that's intentional? Is that going to stay intentional for a
Yeah.
while, or is this just for the rollout to help gain a little bit more traction?
No, great call out. So Zillow preview listings do get a boost on the site. They'll show up as preferred listings on the right-hand side when you see all these homes that pop up there. And then it has the tag Zillow preview. Well, it'll say new actually for the first 24 hours. And then while you're in the preview status, it'll say just Zillow preview right there. So a little bit of a differentiation on why consumers are clicking on it. And then the whole email that we do for you is a massive opportunity. So when when your listing falls within a potential buyer's search parameters, we email that potential buyer, hey, this listing is about to go on market. Here's a link to the listing. Here's the expected on market date. Great opportunity for that traffic to go to your listing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was told by the top agent in this office that to use this system, you have to use your preferred escrow company and title. Is that true or not true?
I am not sure on that. Are you talking about the Zillow Preferred or the Zillow
Whatever this
Premier?
we're looking at right now.
No,
she looked
Zillow
into it.
Preview is different from Zillow Preferred. Zillow Preferred is like the leads being sent out via request to tours. Zillow Preview is for your listing and your agent getting the listing up and running and do pre-MLS marketing. So two different products. Yeah, go ahead.
Out and ask that question us, and we confirmed directly, I don't know if it was with you or whoever it was at the company, that that is not true. That anyone going through, obviously, like if a buyer comes through and goes to purchase your property, you aren't required to then use their escrow Zillow
Correct.
preferred services, right? So none of that is tied to any of the outcomes. So, and I did confirm with that agent, so you should circle back and talk to her too.
I don't know, many would not push this if it meant we couldn't use his escrow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Doug told me to ask the question, so I asked it.
I did not.
These are great questions, though. I'm glad we're getting these answered.
I mean, it's a good question, so good thing.
No, hey, perfect. So yeah, Zillow Preview is different than the Zillow Preferred program. When you're in Zillow Preview, you're not required to pay Zillow anything. It's a free product to do. You're not required to use any certain sort of escrows or anything like that. It's your guys' listing, just trying to get buyers activated to your listing. That's the whole goal of it. Yeah, of course. All right, we'll keep it going here. So again, when we talk about Zillow Preview, just remember the three pillars. You got greater visibility for your listings by you getting the bump on the search. We're going to send out the emails for them. And I always take that one step further. It's greater visibility for your sellers during the process. Like you can show them that you're the professional with the tool. Like here's how our listing's performing before we go fully active in the MLS. Then you're going to get free leads based off buyer choice. So that buyer choice, if they hit contact agent, we're going to drop those free leads in your inbox, follow up with them. Or if they request a tour, now you're throwing your name in the hat for the potential revenue share. So if I'm an agent, I'd be doing this on every listing, right? You get all these cool things for free and just add it to everything that you're currently doing. Again, like you guys are already doing, maybe you're a social media wizard, or maybe your mailers are working, or maybe, I don't know, whatever your guys' specific listing strategies are, just add this as another tool as your toolbox, because when you go to those listing appointments, there are companies out there that are going to be offering pre-MLS marketing, right? When you're trying to win that listing, what are you going to tell the buyer or potential seller in that listing appointment? What you can do for them. Hey, I have a partnership through my brokerage, Keller Williams, with Zillow. Lean into the fact that consumers love Zillow with Zillow, where we can do all these cool things. We can test the price. We can test the days on or demand. We can not show days on market. I'm going to show you how the listing's performing. Like I would say that in every listing appointment. sellers' eyes are going to light up when they see Keller Williams, great trusted brand. You have a partnership with Zillow. It's free to use the product, and I'm going to be involved in this process. Awesome. Right? Like all those are the pillars you guys should be building on when you're having these conversations. Yeah, go ahead.
Are buyers that do not have an agent allowed to see what we're doing?
As in,
Well, is this open for everybody to see the 21-day period? A buyer that doesn't even have an agent yet, or is it just if they have connected with a Zillow agent already, they can see this?
so Zillow previews are available to see for all buyers.
But because I'm just saying, because I'm mostly a listing agent, and a lot of buyers will just call me directly, say, "Hey, I want to try to get in there. Can you represent me?" Does that happen with this program?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Because what will happen is we give the buyer the choice.
Oh,
If they want to talk to the listing agent, by all means, we'll connect them with the listing agent. If they want to talk and get requested a tour and talk to an agent right now, we will connect them with a Zillow preferred agent.
okay.
So great tool to generate a lot of free contact listing agent leads too, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Back to the leads question. So, as an industry, we get scammed by a lot of fake leads all the time, right?
Yeah.
We talk about it in our team meetings. Can you show us an example? And if not today, can you send one here to the office? I'm the office manager here, so that we can let the agents know this is what a lead email is going to look like. This is what the template's going to be. And if you see anything else besides that, let's be cautious and careful.
Okay.
Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. I don't have a direct example right now, but that's a great call out. I'm going to leave my card at the front. I might regret that, but I'm going to leave my card at the front. So if you do have any questions that come or any requests or something that you're seeing like, hey, Zillow should add this to this product, like my seller thinks that would be great, like send that over to me. Because the whole goal is we're trying to make this product better and better and easier for you use as agents, but also for the seller, right? A free tool for you guys to use for the seller that like helps do all these things. So I'll leave my card up there. Email me. I'll track down like what a generic email looks like when that contact listing agent lead comes. Because I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's going to be I got to back up my computer in 1 week. But so that's a great call out. I'll follow up with that and email you guys like what they actually look like so you can see them.
Maybe like a customized flyer with like the basics of the information that we can bring to our listing appointment.
You beat me to it. So I'll wrap up here and then I'll show you the QR code so everyone can scan it. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Be different.
Part two.
If you co-list with another agent from a different brokerage, would there be an issue of using them?
It's only going to show on the contact listing agent and whoever gets the 10% GCI payment, the main listing agent. So whoever the main listing agent is, if you're co-listing, but it was your listing, that main agent is going to get all the benefits of preview. But when it goes fully active in the MLS, we'll show both agents. But while it's in the preview phase, it's going to be whoever the main listing agent is.
They're with someone who doesn't have this relationship that KW has with you. If they're from, say, like somebody who's battling you, like with Compass or
Okay.
something like that, you could still do this.
If you're the main listing agent, since your brokerage signed up for it, you would be able to do it. Yeah, and you would get, no, that's a great question, but you would still get all the benefits because you're the main listing agent. Great question, though.
I have a quick question before you go on to the sample. I know you guys do a ton of testing. What percentage of the average consumer knows what a listing agent is?
I have
Because
no
I'm
idea.
figuring that more people are going to be attracted to the name preferred agent rather than, I just don't think that most people know what like the term a listing agent really means. Just wondering if you guys had done testing on that.
I
testing.
haven't seen anything in terms of like the testing or terminology, but the goal is we want to make it very prominent. You should just say contact agent. Now it says contact listing agent. I hope that buyers are educated. I have no idea personally. I don't think we've ever like tested that in my opinion, or I don't know that we have, or I haven't seen anything on it on my end, but
In my anecdotal experience, we have to educate people.
I see.
In my anecdotal experience, most people don't know what it means.
yeah, so I mean, like I said, our goal is to provide the buyer with those options though. If they know what it is and they want to contact the listing agent, by all means, we're going to connect them with you. They want to request a tour. That's what goes to the Zillow preferred agent. And then this right here. So for your part one question, and what was your name? What was your name? Nope, you. Right here, the two part.
Oh,
Jan, okay. So Janet, scan this right here, this QR code. This is our Zillow Preview Hub. This is where it houses all of our information on how to utilize Zillow Preview. It's going to have tutorials in there on how to log in. It's going to have tutorials in there on how to post a listing. There's a marketing section in there, which has a one pager that you can customize. And you can take that to listing appointments with you. There are some listing presentation slides in there. There's examples on how to do a social media post, like great tools in there to utilize the Zillow Preview product. There's also an FAQ section in there of our most asked questions. So if you have a question, go check out the FAQ. I'm sure it's probably going to be answered in there. And then pretty important, I'm going to leave my card here. So if you guys want to do your first listing, like reach out to me. I'll hop on a Zoom with you and like go through that process with you. I'd be happy to do that. But if it's Saturday afternoon and I'm out playing soccer with my friends, which I like to do, there is a VIP support line specifically for Keller Williams agents. Call that line and they'll walk you through whatever situations you're having, like if your picture didn't come over or whatever is happening. Feel free to call that line. That's built specifically for Keller Williams agents. Okay. Yeah, we can go back to that one real quick.
And the second one. I had to wait. I just took
This one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
took a minute.
Yep, go ahead.
Well, first of all, this was great.
Yeah.
We already tried this
Correct,
and we didn't see the value yet. It just didn't really, we didn't connect. And so now you just connected all the dots. So thank you.
Absolutely.
But my question still is, we were doing a listing presentation. It didn't, we really didn't need to test the market. The seller was like all in for the right price, which we all thought was the right price. So what would be the value to the seller? I know what the value is to me and as an agent,
Correct.
but what's the value to the seller when you're not really in that position of needing to test the market? What would you say? Is it all in this marketing material or?
Yeah,
you get
so
the-
the one pager kind of breaks down. You get better visibility. You get a product on Zillow that has helped building your pipeline of active buyers before you go fully active. But if they're wanting to go fully active, what I would do with that strategy is like, we signed the listing agreement Wednesday. They're like, I want to get this puppy sold as quickly as possible, right? If I was the listing agent, I would go on a Friday, put it in Zillow Preview, and then have the weekend to just build up all the cool features that Zillow Preview does with we email active buyers for you, get all the traffic to the listing. And then when you go fully active on Monday, because you have to put it in one business day, perfect. You have an active pipeline of buyers. You're fully active on Monday and you're trying to get that transacted.
I think that's where I'm stuck because we did that and they couldn't understand why we didn't go active on the weekend.
Active on the weekend?
Yeah.
So
why didn't we go fully active on Friday and have the weekend?
yeah, I think I see what you're saying. So for Zillow Preview specifically, the whole goal is you're going to get a lot more active buyers in that pipeline versus if it's just a normal active listing or coming soon listing, they don't have the opportunity to contact the listing agent. They don't get the emails from potential buyers with that parameters.
Pipeline of buyers that are looking in that realm. And so they're going to get that email. They're going to get, okay.
Yeah. And then I would even lean into that to the seller, like, hey, where do you go look when you go look for a listing? They're going to say online somewhere, right?
Right.
And typically, what was it? 8 out of 10 times they're going to look at Zillow. That's what active buyers are doing with those saved searches. So Zillow Preview, you can speak to that. Active buyers have saved searches on Zillow. I know how to get your listing in front of these people if we Zillow Preview it, right? Like have that conversation with them. And like, we're still going to go fully active and make sure that you get that traffic, but we want to focus in on where the most people are looking. And maybe they don't want to use Zillow Preview, right? They're like, hey, I just want to go fully active. Awesome. That's the seller's choice. This is just a marketing tool and your guys' listing marketing strategy to pull out when you need it or just do it on every listing, right? Because a lot of sellers, they don't know the difference of like fully active MLS or coming soon or whatever that situation is. You're the professionals, explain those differences to them.
Thank you.
Yeah, another quick follow-up question. So when once coming soon became available, it wasn't the properties didn't show up on the syndicated
Correct, yeah.
sites. Earlier this year, and I don't know if I'm just confusing it with Zillow Preview, I thought that changed. Did it? Because occasionally coming soon properties will show up without us being like enrolled in preview. So can you speak at all to like why do some coming soon listings show up on Zillow or Redfin or whatever, and then what's the difference between that and then, I mean, I get what you're doing and I'm on board with it.
No, this is
But-
a great question because we
okay.
want to show the
But
difference.
Actually, I'm very confused about like it never didn't show up and then it did show up and now there's this.
Okay, great question. So Zillow does receive coming soon listings from CRMLS. So if you just do a normal coming soon listing, you're not going to get the benefits of Zillow Preview. So I want to make that clear. If you just do a normal coming soon listing, you don't get the benefits of Zillow Preview because we receive the coming soon listing designation from the MLS. When you do coming soon limited exposure, which is the steps I believe many sent out, and we can talk to Manny and Simon and make sure you guys know the difference. It's one click in your MLS and one form your seller needs to sign. When you do that, that is when the Zillow Preview will stay up.
Okay.
So you have
That's really
different options right there. But you want to make sure when you do the first one, I know it sounds confusing. When you do your first one, though, I walked through it with Simon yesterday. He's like, that's it. Word for word what he said. So I was like, okay, yes. So Simon knows exactly how to do it. I'd be happy to hop on a call with you and help walk you through that as well when you do your first one. So
But you guys are going to do a demo, right?
correct, yeah.
Awesome.
So one quick thing I did want to show. Let's just go on Zillow. Let's go to Los Angeles. So LA area, you have all these listings right here. This is Zillow Preview listing. See, they only have 2 photos of the house. They have their price. They have the requested tour as early as Friday. So that means our on market date is going to be Friday. And notice it says contact listing agent, not just contact agent. So this is a live Zillow preview. When they click the contact listing agent, it'll have your listing agent information there. So they can call you straight off that, or they fill out this and hit contact agent. That's going to be dropped in your email inbox. Yeah, go ahead.
I noticed earlier when I was on the site, the QR code, it said like San Diego, Los Angeles, 2 other areas. Orange County is included in this, correct?
Correct.
Okay, good. Is that included in the Los Angeles area?
Correct.
Okay.
So this is literally what a Zillow preview looks like. Notice how you have all the functions of it, the requested tour and the contact listing agent. The main difference between this and a coming soon listing. Notice how that's a coming soon. Okay, so the requested tour right here, still going to go to preferred agent. Contact agent, that's going to go to a preferred agent as well. So a coming soon listing doesn't get the same treatment as a Zillow preview. So big differentiation right there. So I wanted to point that out so you guys could all see that and know that difference. And then this is what I believe many sent out to you guys. Oh, for what part?
Example.
What? They get the,
If you don't use.
So notice how it says coming soon up here, not Zillow preview. So this is just a normal coming soon listing we're receiving from the MLS. They didn't do coming soon limited exposure.
So I think the distinction is if you hit a requested tour or contact agent, both of those will go to a Zillow preferred agent. So the listing agent doesn't have an opportunity to get that referral. But
That's the main difference between the
main
preview and a
difference,
coming soon.
right, like that's a benefit for you that you have that opportunity to get a referral.
I understand now. I
Okay.
understand that.
And then what we'll do is we'll have Becca come up and just walk through a dummy listing of what it looks like. Takes about 5 minutes to do. So do you want to walk up and log in? I guess we'll have to sign into my account. You can just let me know when you get there. All right. So this is the exact process on just how to do a Zillow preview.
All right. So normally when I am searching the first time, I will look for Zillow Pro platform. So bookmark it once you get there, but I search for the Zillow Pro platform and we will scroll down here. And I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to sign in here. And it's going to say Zillow Pro. So you'll want to click on the Zillow Pro.
Oh, it's going to make me sign in.
And then if you want to sign in here, Bryson, real quick.
All right, you're in.
Perfect. All right, so we are in. So when you are first signing in, there's a couple steps that we'll walk through individually if you are initially logging in. There's a couple of things that you'll want to do when you log in. You would go up to this top section where it says your account. You're going to make sure that your name and then make sure that mobile number is the number that you would want to receive calls on. So I know sometimes you might have different lines that get handled different ways. Remember, this is going to be showed on your listing. So you want to make sure that that's a number that you're going to answer if you get any calls. The next thing that you'll need to do is to connect your MLS. So if you haven't connected that before, usually it defaults for you. It's a one-time setup. So we'll stay around here for the next hour or whatever time we need to help make sure everybody's set up. You'll want to make sure that your MLS is connected there. That's going to allow, once that property goes from preview onto live on the MLS, to make sure that that happens and it drops off from a preview onto a live listing. So you want to make sure that you connect that. So that's just the startup. This is, again, a one-time setup process. So we'll walk over to doing a live listing. So let me move this real quick here. All right, so you're going to hit the blue button that says add listing, and you will type your address in. All right. So this is my rental property. If anyone would like to check on my property to see what the renters are doing, you can do that. So I entered that address here. It's then going to pop up and it's going to say publish your Zillow preview listing. You will click on edit your listing. As Bryson mentioned, you need to upload one photo. So you can click on that button to upload one photo. You can upload all of your photos if you want, but it's just a minimum of one photo. Then you need to enter in a few different data points. So before you panic about this whole form, there's asterisks on the required fields. I believe there's 11 fields total that are required. Half of them are the address. So really it's only or it's 10, but 5 of them have auto-populated for you when you put the address in. So I'll scroll down through what some of those look like, and then I'll show you how to save it. So you're going to list the property. You've got the property address. You're going to list that status, which is going to be Zillow Preview. Now, if for some reason you have previewed the property and it is in that preview process, but you need to take it off, maybe something has happened where they're not going to move forward with the listing, you would go in and you would switch the status from preview to withdrawn. When you hit that withdrawn status, that's going to take it off of preview. So once you started that 21-day window, the clock is ticking. So if you take it off, you can't put it back on and restart that 21 days. But if for some reason you needed to take it off, I want to make sure that you're comfortable with how to turn that off. So you would put in the Zillow preview, this expected on market date. So remember, that's going to help as they're starting to schedule those home tours. That's going to start the time of when they can start scheduling home tours. You're going to enter the listing price. Remember, you can always adjust that if you're testing the market and wanting to adjust pricing. I'll scroll down here. You have lots of options around contract date, parcel number, subdivision name. Over here, days on Zillow. Typically, we see people turning that off, so you're not seeing that. internet comments, internet address display. Maybe you have a particular client that isn't ready for people to maybe drive through and check out the property, so they don't want their address displayed. You have that option. Again, we want to make sure the consumer has choice. So you have that option to turn it on or off. Most of the time it stays on, but maybe you just have a concerned consumer that's not ready for that. You can always make that adjustment. Property type, so that's going to be residential. And then single family, you've got your options there, townhouse, triplex, whatever that is. The new construction is there. Yes. You can turn that on or off there. Bryson, do you have any more information on that?
I don't, and honestly, I don't think that matters. Like,
It's an asterisk.
I know, but I'm saying like whether you turn it on or off, I don't think it changes anything on Zillow.
Yeah, it defaults to on. Yeah.
You can turn it off. I don't think your Zillow preview would fall off.
Yeah. So then you've got, if it's a new construction, beds and baths, then here you can put your public remarks. And this is where it then goes into all of the optional, where you can add different details if you would like to. So you've got interior options, you've got exterior options, you have property and tax options that you can share, school information, then information on the listing appointment, open house detail you're able to share. And then this is what I want to make sure that I emphasize. Once you have started putting that information in, make sure that you hit the Save Changes button. That's going to save all of the information that you've just entered. It will not publish it on Zillow yet, but you just want to save that information as you're getting ready to go live. Once you are ready for it to publish to Zillow or to go live as a preview, you're going to hit the blue Publish to Zillow button. Once you hit that button, it will go live on Zillow. Typically, it takes 2 to 3 minutes, if not faster. So once you hit that blue button, it is live on Zillow. If you go in, make some additional changes, save those changes. If you want to make updates to pricing, those sorts of things, again, remember you need to publish to Zillow to get those updates into Zillow. Once you've hit the blue button, you've previewed your first property and you're live and ready to go. Any questions about that process? Yes, ma'am.
Bunch.
Sure.
First is if you withdraw,
Hmm?
you cannot put it back on at any time, or
No, you can put it back on, but that 21-day window has started. So you couldn't, if you put it on for 3 days, take it off, you still only have that 21 days that you can pre-market that.
okay, so say you had the 21 days and you're on for a week, a pipe burst, they had to take it off because it's going to take some time to fix the pipe. So then maybe 3 days before it's supposed to launch, it goes back on. Could you push back the start date, and do you have 21 days to work with now?
Once you first do a preview, that's when it starts. And after that 21-day window, you won't be able to put it back on.
Got it. Then let's see, what did I write? Oh yeah. If you when you put things on the MLS, if you change the price, that gives you a boost. Sometimes if you add pictures, that might give you a boost on the MLS. If you change things in this coming soon, does that give you a bump? It'll be shown to more people because there's been a price change.
Depending on the saved searches that buyers have. Like a potential buyer, let's say you put it up for $625, but a potential buyer had a $650 to $700 saved, and you're like, well, let's actually put it to $650. Then they'll get those emails because it's falling within the parameters. Yeah, of course. And then one thing I do want to point out is Zillow Preview is only for new listings that are coming up. If you already have an active listing or a listing that's currently in the coming soon status, you will not be able to preview those. Correct. So once we receive an MLS number for that particular listing, you won't be able to preview that listing. So that's just a rule of thumb to keep in mind. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm still not clear on how this integrates or doesn't with the MLS. So in order to use Zillow Preview, it has to be on coming soon on the MLS.
Yeah,
She's
ye-
shaking her head and you
yes,
said
it's-
correct.
But yeah, yeah.
So we are doing it manually in tandem.
Correct. So here's the timeline. I'll give you like the quick timeline. You get your listing agreement signed. You talk to the seller. You're saying, okay, we're going to go Zillow Preview tomorrow. You're going to go enter it as Becca just showed you on Zillow Preview. And then within one business day, you need to enter it into the MLS.
Thank you.
So
I needed
within that one
super
business
clear
day,
statement.
you're going to go enter it into CRMLS. When you enter it into CRMLS, you are going to do a coming soon,
Yeah.
but it's going to be limited exposure. I will send this link out. Many and Simon have this link and they know exactly how to do this. There are 3 steps you need to do when you enter it in the MLS. Step 1, there is a form that you will need to have your seller sign right here. At the very bottom, you need to write ZillowTruliaRealtor.com on this form. Have the seller sign that. Step 2, Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com. Step 2, you're going to enter your listing and the MLS is coming soon. Do you guys use Matrix? Is that the system you use? Okay. When you're entering the listing, once you enter the residential and you enter all the listing details, you're going to pop over to the office section. There is one drop down right here that you need to have as no during the coming soon phase.
What does the drop down say?
Internet entire listing display. It's automatically going to be yes. You drop that down to no. Then when you go fully active in the MLS, you change the status from coming soon to active. You just manually go in there and drop that back to yes. That's it.
Thank you. That's helpful, but I needed those like hard,
Correct.
what exactly do we do on the
And
MLS?
I know,
Strict.
again, Simon and many have the link and have everything they need to do this. Like if you have questions, like call Simon. Be like, okay, I'm doing my first preview. We got it up on Zillow. It's looking great. We're getting great traction. I need to put this within the MLS within one day. How the heck do I do it? Simon will literally walk you through on how to do that. But that's everything we have for you. So I'm hoping you got your questions answered. This was helpful. We're gonna stay back now. We'll have our laptops out. If you haven't logged in before or anything like that, like come find us. We'll make sure to get you logged in. Your MLS is connected and you guys are all taken care of. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. Beautiful. Woo. Come on up. Come on up.